What is going on, everybody? Friday, August 10th. We're back to a normal big slate, 14-gamer today. Pitching is sort of weird. Not a ton of high end, even though we've got 28 arms. And I'm liking a lot of bats here. I'm happy that my Dodgers finally broke out of the funk and just started hitting dong after dong after dong. Went for 5 of them last night. So, I have a feeling I'm getting back into the winning ways. Today is going to be a good day. Trying to put the positive vibes out early.
Yes.
Maybe they'll soak into my body or something like that. So, Jake, how was your Thursday?
Thursday was very good. I had a good night. Just Dodgers and Yankees. So I was basically all in. Those two stacks did well. The Dodgers not for 7 innings, but hey, that's why they play 9, right? So consider myself a little bit lucky in that one. But the Yankees call I really, really liked. Just a little disappointed that Neil Walker had a double dong. But because he was my least exposed Yankee. But it was good. So I'm excited. 14 games, big slate. It's a Friday. Coming off a win. You're going to get a win tonight. So it's going to be fun.
Feeling good. As our new theme, please like this video if you're enjoying it. We would really appreciate it. We want to hit that 200 mark today. I think today's the day. Friday slates, we usually get a lot of traction here. So if you're enjoying this, hit that like button.
We're going to get over 200 viewers this morning. I think people are tuning in.
I hope you're right. Thumbs up it. We love the thumbs up. And if you hate us, I don't know, just be nice about it. It's all about putting good vibes out. If you put good vibes out to us, I think the universe will give you the good vibes back.
Right.
I don't know if I totally believe what I just said, but look, it sounds good on paper.
That was really hippie of you, but
yeah, man,
that's
that's the pot smoking in me. It makes you super hippie. You ready to dive into this?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Morning to Shrek, morning Makad. I think the Dodgers need to sponsor this show. Honestly, we're getting close. I need this series to end, and I need the Dodgers to have to... What's the Dodgers' next series? I want to know if I'm going to have them a lot next week, too.
What's up, Derek Lowe? What's up, T. McBee?
Dodgers' next series. Giants in LA. So I'll have a little bit less Dodgers coming up.
Oh, they get to tee off on the terrible Giants pitching staff. Like Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, like Andrew Suarez.
There you go.
All right, let's do this. Rangers and Yankees. Rangers 3.7 run implied total. Yankees 5.3. Whoa, watching from Portugal right now. What the hell time is it in Portugal? Anyway, he'll tell us.
Who knows?
It's a 66% chance to win for the Yanks. Mike Minor going for Texas. Masahiro Tanaka going for the Yankees. I'm a fan of the Yankees. They are a little pricey on FanDuel, but I'll still get to, this team pretty regularly. They're my 9th stack on FanDuel, 5th on DK, and that's mostly because Mike Minor sucks. I don't have a ton of Tanaka. He grades out a little bit better for me on FanDuel than he does on DK, but not really the spot that I'm going for. Really, the only thing I'm looking at are bats here. I'll keep riding that Giancarlo Stanton train as long as he keeps donging. So,
this is the Giancarlo spot right now. The soft tossing lefty who gives up a lot of hard hits, doesn't strike lefties out that well. Righties out that well. I mean, this is the Stanton spot. He's going to be one of my highest exposed players. The Yankees are going to be one of my highest exposed stacks. I want Torres, Andujar, Romine. I think he got a 0 last night, but going right back to that well. Love Hicks leading off. Even like Gregorius, lefty, and Luke Voigt. So I've pretty much named everyone. Those are going to be the guys on my team. I don't know much about Shane Robinson, but if he can hit at all, he's going to be on some of my teams for 2,700.
He can't.
He can't?
Nope. 72 weighted runs created plus from Steamer and a .085 ISO. He's a slap hitter.
Okay.
15% K rate. He's, that D Gordon-ish mold.
Sure. I mean, he still will find his way onto some of my lineups just because of that price. Yankees 123 WRC plus against lefties this year. That leads the MLB. 221 ISO against lefties. That leads the MLB. 346 on base percentage. That leads the MLB. So they just smoke lefties. Minor, I don't think he's got much of a shot here. Yankees are probably my favorite stack right now, and I love playing them on a 14-game slate rather than a 6-game slate, unless I do something crazy like go 50% on them last night.
Look, I'm with you. I'm not like super as heavy, but they're still my 5th stack on DK, so we're on the same page here. We like all the same stuff.
Yeah.
I have no disagreements with anything that you said. Are you looking at Tanaka at all?
Yeah. So I like Tanaka. Like, you just see what he can do when he's got it working. He went 4 2/3, struck out 9 in Fenway in under 5 innings. Like, that's really tough to do against the Red Sox, and he looked incredible. His pitches were moving like crazy. The Rangers strike out over 25% of the time against righties. Tanaka strikes out players over 26%, and they're letting him go pretty deep, like getting around and above 100 pitches. So this is a weird pitching slate because there's Cole up top and then no one for until Tanaka. So I'm just going down to Tanaka. I think we could see double-digit strikeouts here. So I'm on Tanaka against this free swinging Rangers team.
Yeah, I'm having trouble getting there. I have a little bit of him. It's not like he grades out poorly or anything, but I really like Cole tonight. And then I'm not really on anything too much in this like high mid tier. So like I don't have a ton of Tanaka or Wheeler. I have a little bit of Snell and Eovaldi, but I'm going a little bit further down for my pitching outside of Cole. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, the Rangers are going to strike out quite a bit, so there's definitely some upside there. I didn't look at the weather at all.
I don't think we have a ton of weather to worry about. I haven't seen anything from DFS weathermen, but I'm just looking at. Yeah, I think we're all good for weather.
Yeah, look, I don't hate the Tanaka play whatsoever. He certainly grades out well. Where I have him, he's got the second highest top 2 pitcher score of everybody. I don't love the price point.
I mean, I just think I could just see a scenario where the Yankees just get up and he just gets to just go balls to the wall and gets to strike out all these guys, and while he's up 6-0 or something. Not that that's why I'm playing Tanaka. I think he's got the advantage over every single hitter in this lineup. But I think he's going to have run support too, and that doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I think I just like Snell and Eovaldi a little bit more.
Okay.
But we can get
Snell,
there.
really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. All right.
A little bit.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Nothing crazy, but a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not touching Rangers bats though. I don't have anything here.
Yeah, I don't either.
3.7 run implied total. Not going to get it done for me. All right, we're good. Moving on. Red Sox and Orioles. Red Sox 5.2 run implied total. Orioles 3.8. The 64% chance to win for the Sox. Nate Eovaldi going for Boston. Dylan Bundy going for Baltimore. So I've got 9% Eovaldi on DK, 12% on FanDuel. I think this is a really good spot. Orioles implied total under 4. Tons of swing and miss here. I wish that Eovaldi's price was a little bit lower than 9,700, but I still think that he's going to be a guy that I have as, what amounts to an SP1. Just a really good spot. The Orioles are a really bad lineup, and they've gotten worse over the past couple weeks since the trade deadline. So yeah. I like having some Eovaldi, and I like the Red Sox as a stack. They are 7th for me on FanDuel. They are 3rd for me on DraftKings. A lot of that is just getting Betts and Martinez. I think they're guys that are easy to get to today. So I'm going to have some Red Sox. I like their implied total. Everything's Boston for me today.
Yeah, really tough to go to Bundy here. He's faced the Red Sox. I think this is his 5th time.
Really?
And he's been okay. I don't know. What is Fangraphs doing here? I think it's his 5th time pitching against Boston.
This season?
Yeah. Maybe 4th.
It's 3rd. Oh, 3rd. No, it's 4th. Sorry. I sorted I tried to sort it by opponent, but it sorts like the @ sign for the location
Oh,
of the
yeah,
game
yeah.
in a different spot, so it split them up. So yeah, this will be the 4th.
So I mean, that's worrisome. You've got good hitters. Getting to see him, whatever, double-digit at bats.
And he's only been good once.
I mean, he's kind of limited the damage, I think, in 2 of the 4 or 2 of the 3 or something. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, not in this park, I don't think. It's near 90 degrees. I like that they moved Bradley up. I mean, I like the top 6 against Bundy. And I love Bundy as much as the next guy, but these lefties are tough. And then, obviously, the righties don't really need to talk about that much. They're just really, really good hitters. So I like the Red Sox. Eovaldi is another reason that I'm probably not going to get up to Cole very often. He's just been really good against the Twins, against the Yankees, 2 tough-ish matchups. Gets to go on the road here and face a team that is the worst in the MLB and gets a lot of righties. We've seen him have big strikeout upside before, complete game type upside. I think that's kind of his ceiling here. Yeah, I think it's just a really good spot. He seems overpriced a little bit, but look at how efficient he's been in his first 2 starts. 82 pitches with 7 innings, just 5 strikeouts against the Twins. First start with the Red Sox, 27 DK points, 93 pitches, 8 innings, just 4 strikeouts against the Yankees. That's tough to do. So, like, he's not barely breaking a sweat and just mowing the guys down. So I'm on him once again here.
Yeah, I can't disagree at all. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Eovaldi. I'm a fan of the Red Sox. I'm not a fan of anything in Baltimore, whether that's Bundy or a hitter. I guess you can make a case for VR on DK as a one-off second baseman, but I mean, then we're getting pretty cute with that one.
Yeah, I'm probably not doing that.
No. He's the only guy that doesn't have like orange or red as a value score on my sheet. He's got some green there, so I'd be remiss if I didn't mention him a little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of pitchers I like, Rays and Blue Jays. Rays 4.3 run implied total, Blue Jays 4.2. It's a 52% chance to win for the Rays. Blake Snell going for Tampa, Marco Estrada going for Toronto. Similarly to Eovaldi, I've got Blake Snell in that same area where I'm going to have some ownership. I like him a bit more on FanDuel, 15% to Snell. I have 7 right now on DK. I have a feeling that's going to grow a little bit, but I think it's a really good spot. There's a lot of swing and miss in the Blue Jays lineup. Grichuk, Smoke, Teoscar. I mean, like, there's some guys don't. Solarte, Diaz, Pilar. Yeah, man, I can't even talk today. I've been slow on the coffee uptake today, so I'm getting out of the gates in not the best way. But I'm going to have a ton of Snell. That 7% is absolutely going to go up. I just know, based on the way that I saw some of the construction today. I did a little bit of extra digging into Fantasy Cruncher after I did my first crunch. And I'm confident that Snell and Eovaldi go up and Cole comes down a little bit. But I will like Cole. Anyway, Blake Snell, talk about it.
Yeah, so I'm on the complete opposite side of you as far as coffee intake. I got the Starbucks, so I'm just ready to go. Iced coffee, it's the best thing you can get on the menu, especially on a hot summer day in Minnesota here. Blake Snell, he only threw 59 pitches in his last start. That's the reason I'm a little bit reluctant to use him. I still will have Blake Snell just because he's like, you could see the Tyler Glasnow game out of him where he just gets 9 strikeouts in 4 innings type of thing if he gets into a rhythm. And I don't think he's going to be very highly owned because it's 9 righties. So I love Snell as a pitcher. Like, I'll use him pretty much anytime he's on the mound. If he can go 80 pitches, 85 pitches, I think that's probably pushing it. They're going to be careful with him. There's no doubt about that. So I'm just worried about the pitch count. I love him as a pitcher. I like the matchup. Yeah, I'm not targeting against him. So at the very least.
By the way, you would have been right. This would have been the 5th time for Bundy, but it was the rainout game where you got that phony Benintendi.
There we go. Yeah, that was garbage. The three outfielders all donged in the first 2 innings.
Yeah.
And then I was like just counting my money. Rain comes. They waited it out for like 2.5 hours, and then they decided to not play it, and then it stopped raining like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, so I totally forgot about that game.
Good stuff. Good times.
I'm back on the Rays stack again. 8th on FanDuel, 6th on DK. Nobody crazy besides Brandon Lowe, who did nothing yesterday. Or at least, he did nothing before I went to bed. I assume that he didn't do anything after I fell asleep. You just double check it. Lowe, no, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Yeah,
Yikes.
Going back to that well, though. Have no reason not to. It's too cheap. Under $3,000 for an outfielder that grades out well via steamer. I'll take my chances. Baseball's weird.
Yeah, I said on the night shift yesterday, I have some interest in Estrada. I mean, there are a lot of options in this range, so Estrada is okay. And I actually like that there would be a lot of lefties in this Rays lineup. I still don't think he's got a ton of upside, but he is better against lefties. So he's just a whatever play for me. I'm not crazy about a bunch of lefties against Estrada anyways as a stack. So this game, it's probably going to be Snell or nothing.
Yeah, I'm going back to my main G-Man Choi. Dong City yesterday.
Didn't we call that? Didn't?
I mean, he was my quick hit.
Okay.
Or he was a quick hit yesterday, but why'd I take TJ Crown?
Yeah.
Because I thought he had a better chance of hitting a home run than
come on.
G-Man
You gotta
Choi.
Stick to your guns. Stick to your quick hits.
Well, no, just because I have him in quick hits doesn't mean I think that he's going to dong. I just think that he's a good play relative to his salary. The dong pick is a very different thing. At one point in time last night, oh God, I shouldn't even say this out loud. So right after I made the Kron pick, I pasted in my exposures for DraftKings, refreshed it. I had like 18% Choi and 0% CJ Cron. And I was like, I just took somebody that I don't even have. He's going to go yard and it's going to fuck me.
Isn't that the worst when you're recrunching and then like you end up with like 2% of a guy you wanted a ton of?
Yeah.
It seems like it happens more times than not. I'm like, geez, I was talking this guy up and now I ended up with 2% because I didn't crunch until 10 minutes before lock.
That's happened for me. There's been a quick hit or two where my exposure fell off for the hitter by the night. Like the line moved pretty significantly, dropped from 2nd to 7th or something in the lineup. So, it all depends on the context to begin. Jake got a home run last night. He had Aaron Hicks. I had CJ Cron, did nothing. Chris had someone from the Rays. Bowers?
Yeah, he had Bowers.
Either way, didn't hit a home run. So
you guys are the two first basemen that didn't hit a home run while Choi homered.
Yep. That's baseball, man. That's baseball. Justin Verlander goes 2 innings, gets bombed, gets the gate. Yesterday was a weird ass day. Lots of teams with like 7 runs or 8 runs. Nobody went super ham. Like Pittsburgh put up 10, but Seattle 8, Toronto 8, Yankees 7, Dodgers 8, Padres 8. Like there wasn't just one obvious thing that just went insane. There was lots of things in middle tier. You had to have the right combos yesterday.
You did.
Speaking of combos, shout out to the combos Twitter for tweeting at me.
Yeah, you got a new friend.
Yeah. Diamondbacks and Reds. I don't even want to talk about it. This one's going to piss me off. Diamondbacks 4.9 run implied total. Reds 4.6. It's a 54% chance to win for the Diamondbacks. Clay Buchholz going for Arizona. Anthony Desclafani going for Cincinnati. I have 10% Desclafani on DK right now, and I'm already dreading the fact that Chris is going to give me shit about it on the live stream. Did you look at Desclafani at all here?
Yeah, I don't want to play him. Just gets wrecked by lefties. And so under 16% K rate, 145 whip, high line drive rate, XFIP 536, 44% hard contact, and barely any soft contact. So it's a lot of hard and medium. It's not like he's good against righties either. Like he strikes them out. at a little bit higher rate. Actually, quite a bit higher rate, 24%. Gets more ground balls, but Pollock and Goldschmidt in Great American Small Park. Yeah, I don't think so. So he was coming up high for me because he gets a lot of like he had games earlier in the season where he got like 18 and 20 DraftKings points. So his average is high, but I don't have faith in Desclafani in this matchup. I like the Diamondbacks stack against him. I like both sides of this game actually for hitting.
I have a little bit of Reds. They're 10th and 12th. Diamondbacks are my number 2 stack on FanDuel actually. Goldschmidt's cheap. Pollock is super cheap. Descalso super cheap. Descalso only 2,400 on FanDuel. So I love getting to the Diamondbacks on the FanDuel side. Now, let me take a look. What do I have? All right, I have Desclafani in for 5.6 innings. Can I just naturally bring that down and make myself feel better?
Bring it down to like 4.
All right, he's thrown 59.7 in 11, so he averages 5.4. This doesn't strike me as the best matchup, so I'm going to bring that down to 5.2, and that should nerf him enough that I don't get to double digits. It's really weird when, like, the Sunday slate, when I do this all on my own and I'm, like, walking through it, I didn't realize how much I use you as, like, a barometer of what's going on for pitching. Like, I don't necessarily catch things like that, and hearing you be like, oh, Desclafani, blows, it gives me a chance to, like, go back, look at that individual innings projection, cut him down a little bit, and, like, make myself feel better. So I miss you on Sundays. That's what I'm trying to say.
Man. No, I watch on Sundays. I pop into chat. I make lineups on Sundays usually, depending on how the night before went, as far as what I did. Yeah, pitching. I love getting into pitching and like diving into some of these guys because you can find some hidden gems for really cheap on DK sometimes. I think I have one tonight for us, hopefully. But Desclafani is not it. I want to like game stack this. Not that I'm just gonna force in a game stack, but I like both sides. Jeanette, Votto, and Suarez, and Mason Williams too, for only 3,200. So 2 through 5 for the Reds, 2 through 6 for the Diamondbacks.
I like Peraza too, just because he's cheap. 3,800 for a shortstop. If you're gonna do a part of the stack, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. And Peraza just like crazy steal upside too. So I don't know how Clay Buchholz is at holding runners. I'm going to try to look that up really quick.
Marcos Amparo. I lost half my bankroll last night on FanDuel. I felt so confident and lost. I'm on depressed mode. Don't play half of your bankroll.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm going to yell at you for that. That's a mistake.
Does he mean like half? If you mean like half of the money in your account, that's one thing. Like if you have $100 in your account, but your bankroll is 1,000 and you lost 50, okay, that's different. But your bankroll is the amount of money you have that you would be done playing if you lost, like done playing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, just please don't do that ever again.
Play responsibly. Play responsibly.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. I play like 10% of just what I have in. I am super conservative with my bankroll.
You should be. When you're building, you should be. You need volume. You need to keep like alive.
That's the finance degree in me, man. I can't. I'm like ultra conservative when it comes to my exposure financially.
Yeah. You should be.
Yeah. Like I can definitely move up right now comfortably, but like I just want to be even more confident. I don't know. So
Buchholz, no stolen bases allowed this year, but I think Barnhart's having a really bad year throwing out runners for some reason. So,
Marcos, you should not have played 250 of your $500.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
No, like I would have played
$50
50,
at most.
Yeah, I probably would have maxed the quarter, and that would have been it. There was no reason to play Verlander last night unless in a GPP. Yeah, fucking Verlander.
Josh, if you're that conservative, is there still room to make enough of a profit with this as your full-time job? Just on this, or like as a supplementary income?
I mean, yeah, if I upped my volume, I could certainly supplement my income, but I'd consider myself like a semi professional player.
I mean,
my job is working for Osmo.com. This is like ancillary.
Yeah. I would consider, yeah. So baseball's not my best sport. Hockey's my best sport. Is NBA your best sport?
At the rate baseball's going, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm pretty good at baseball, but I stay at really low stakes. Hockey is a little bit different story. I'm risking a lot more every night and studying a lot of kind of things that I think other people don't. So I think I have a bigger edge in hockey is what I'm trying to say. So I play more.
Yeah. I mean, really, since, I don't know, basically January is the first, not even, honestly, like since starting here is the first time that I've had the time in my life to be able to dedicate to trying to to grow. Like when working the 9 to 5 and still coming home and doing 2 shows like before I started with Osmo. I mean, I didn't have the time to dedicate like to gambling the way that I wanted to. So anyway, Diamondbacks and Reds, I think we're good here. I don't have any Clay Buchholz, so that's pretty much it.
I don't have Clay Buchholz, but he does look good. He looked good against the Giants, I should say. But I still like bats against him. I just want to target this park and 2 pitchers that, I mean, I don't think Buchholz is going to be able to miss these bats. So I like both sides of it.
JM, yeah, I track my winnings in my bank every day.
You should track it. When
the MLB season is over, I'll show everybody everything that I did for the MLB season.
I'm ready for my hockey virginity to be taken. Yeah, I love that.
I'm going to hockey now. I talked to Tom yesterday. He told me that I should do it, and I was just like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it.
Are you? You're going to play?
I am. I'm not going to know shit about it. I'm not going to be in any position to talk about it. But
yeah, we'll talk.
He brought up a really good point in that it's all just numbers on a page, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I know that, and I should be playing. Like, it's not as if I watch baseball.
Just play.
Sorry, everybody. Spoiler alert. I don't really give a shit about the on-field product.
Just play low stakes. We're here to make money.
I would play DFS if they simulated all the games on the show tonight.
We're here to make money. You can watch games. It's fun to watch and sweat. I definitely do that for hockey. Maybe yell a little bit too loud or throw stuff, but also have more money on the line. But
yeah, like I watch basketball because I find it to be an entertaining product to watch.
Exactly. I mean, I'll watch baseball a couple times a week for a few hours, especially if there's a pitcher I really want to watch, or like some of these young guys like Pena or someone that we'll talk about later. But yeah,
I mean, normally like I watch on the weekends a little bit more, but when it's like a Tuesday, when I'm done doing whatever I'm doing here in lineups lock, I'm going and I gotta hang out with the wife.
Yeah, sure.
And
understandable.
I'm not gonna get her into baseball on TV. It's barely a passable product if you go live. The only reason she would go to a baseball game is so that we can drink. JM, I use Roto Tracker to track my bankroll. I don't mind plugging that. They're independent, and it's a really good, quick, easy way to track your results. I used to have an Excel sheet, but
if you don't mind me asking, what do you normally risk on a night on hockey? I mean, it varies, depending on how good I feel about the slate.
Would you say? I mean, compare it to your baseball outlay.
Sure.
Not necessarily like saying a specific number, but like, do you play double hockey compared to baseball?
It's probably double or triple.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's up there.
Your volume for hockey is significantly higher than baseball.
Yeah. I also love watching hockey. So
there you go.
My girlfriend likes it too, so it works. It works for me.
Yeah, I need to go to another Hurricanes game this year.
Dude, yeah. They traded away one of their best players.
Who would that be?
Jeff Skinner.
I remember hearing the name.
Yeah,
I went with my dad and another one of our buddies, and we were like smuggling airplane bottles in. It was great time.
I love Jeff Skinner. Yeah, he's the man. They shipped him. All right, ownership's out, by the way.
Oh, nice. Just in sports, is the quarter arcade really profitable?
Oh, yeah.
Just because it feels like one of those days, I'm going to show you how profitable the quarter arcade is.
Okay, do you mean if you mean like profitable, like volume, like you're not going to make a living playing the quarter arcade?
No, not at all. You
but
can't
ROI,
get enough in.
Yeah. ROI, of course. If you're watching the show, you're doing more than probably 85-90% of people in the quarter arcade.
Yeah. So
Skinner, no defense. Yeah, that's true. He just fires from everywhere. I love it.
This
Great
is
for DFS.
My Roto Tracker results. This is for the MLB 2018 season, and for any contest that I entered, that's a quarter. So this will be the pinch hit or whatever the hell it's called on FanDuel, and then the quarter arcade on DK. 72.65 ROI.
Yeah, you should be maxing that every single night if you're trying to build a bankroll.
Yeah, I'm absolutely bending that one over. That's why we try to tell you guys, if you're playing, get in it. It's
20
the
lineups.
Softest tournament.
Yeah, 20 lineups. It's $5.
Yeah.
Play that. You can play other tournaments. You can play the $1 20 max, the solo shot. You can play the 150 max, but you should be getting into that.
Yep, that right there, that screen that I just showed you, and that ROI is why everyone should be playing as much as they can at low stakes. It's the softest game that you can play.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the goal is to win money. People chase the one lineup in a big tournament to try to win 150K. Doesn't necessarily have to be that.
Right.
Let me get this ownership in, and then we can get back to actually doing what we're supposed to be doing, because we are going off the rails today. I don't care. It's Friday.
We're fine.
I mean, we're talking DFS, so.
Yeah, it's good discussion. I don't think anybody in chat's complained yet, so we're good.
No.
Giancarlo, so for a $5 max entry tournament, is it okay to make 20 lineups by hand? I mean, so I think what Alex would say and what Tom would say is, if you're getting in a tournament, you want to have the most entries you can possibly have in that tournament. So
yes.
At a $5 level, it's 150 max. You can make 20 lineups by hand and still get pretty good differentiation. You're just going to be putting yourself at a little bit of a disadvantage. I think I'd be more likely to do something like I did last night, where I'd have like 50% main stacks on one team, 50% on another. That way, if one of those stacks goes off, you have 10 lineups with that stack, and you're giving yourself a better chance at a huge cash. So,
yeah. Sorry, the quick copy paste for me isn't working very well, so I'm having to export our ownership and grab the CSVs quickly. So,
how much would you differentiate? That's kind of a hard question to ask.
Yeah, you can go a bunch of different ways.
I mean, we both use optimizers, so it kind of does it for us.
I'm usually
fancy country
significantly over the field on on a day like today, probably 5 teams. I guess I can count. Nah, more than, well, I don't have the, let me refresh this and I'll tell you. So on a day like today, I am significantly over the field on the Cardinals, Dodgers, Rays, and I guess we'll say A's. So that's 4, and then I've got a couple where I'm like mildly over the field. So it's usually like, 4 to 6 teams where I'm very, very heavy.
Dude, did the beta come out?
What do you mean?
For Fantasy Cruncher? Because I have the team stacks thing now.
I've heard that might be happening. Do you not have the beta?
I don't have the beta. They just gave me the regular, but now I have team stacks, combos. This is sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It makes it a lot easier to look at your stuff.
Yes. Okay. This is awesome.
By the way,
I saw it on your screen.
6% Irvin Santana.
Yeah, 0 for this guy.
Nobody's really crazy. Garrett Cole, 26. I'm actually under the field. And then the next 2 are Kevin Gausman, as I expected, and Shane Bieber.
The reason I ask is because the cost of an optimizer is way more than I'd like to spend at the moment. I would put those 20 lineups in like the table setter or the solo shot and try to build up that way.
Look, there's nothing wrong with using a free optimizer if you're playing in low stakes.
Absolutely.
There's no, like, we love Fantasy Cruncher. I use it. I've used it forever. But if I was playing a very, very tiny volume, the cost of Fantasy Cruncher would be a tough sell. The goal is to win so that you can then afford a solid product like Fantasy Cruncher.
Build your bankroll up. If it starts at 50, build it up to 150 or 200 or 300.
Yeah.
And then maybe you can think about investing in a better optimizer.
Try for a month,
Right. Yeah.
Okay, we're on. Mets and Marlins. Mets 3.7 run implied total. Marlins 3.7 run implied total. The 50-50 game. Zach Wheeler going for New York. Jose Urena going for Miami. I'm a big fan of Urena today. We've got him projected for 8% ownership. I've got 20. And sort of opposite here, we're projecting 9% ownership for Wheeler, and I don't have him at all. So talk to me about Wheeler and Urena. I have a feeling we're going to be way more in sync here.
Yeah, I think Urena's fine. I think both of these pitchers are fine, actually. Wheeler looks phenomenal to me as of late, and the Mets are letting him go pretty deep. He's striking guys out. He's getting swinging strikes. Looks good. It's a Marlins team that you're not really scared of in terms of power. It's a park. You're not really worried about too much power. The roof's probably going to be closed because there is a chance of rain here. Wheeler is certainly overpriced, so he's fine in that. I wouldn't mind using him on some teams, but I'm going to have more Tanaka. I'm probably going to have more Eovaldi, so he ranks third, I think, out of those guys, maybe fourth if you add in Snell. And then Urena he's just like a whatever play for me. He's one of those guys that I'll probably use some of in this $600 to $7,500 range. Not a guy that's going to miss a ton of bats. Gives up some hard hits to lefties, so I like Conforto against him a little bit. But this game, pretty uninteresting all around for me.
Yeah, I don't really want any bats. It's Urena is really the only thing that I'm interested in. A little bit of Ahmed Rosario on DK because he's a value, but other than that, I don't really see it. Especially with this implied total. And neither team's particularly good to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. There's a question. What are some free optimizers? I think you can just search like free daily fantasy optimizer on Google.
Most of them are going to end up at like our competitor sites, so it's not stuff we just fire out there. But ask around. You'll find it if you Google it. And then Matt 1 Millie, what makes optimizers different from another if you import your own projections? So their optimization algorithms could be different. They could be quicker, more efficient, things like that. And then just simply features. There are features in a lot of, like in Fantasy Cruncher, for example, setting uniques. I mean, all others are growing. I don't look to any others anymore because I have exactly what I need. But features for stacking, features for putting unique guys into each lineup. I'm a fan of the randomization on Fantasy Cruncher, particularly in baseball. I like the efficiency of exporting my lines into CSV. I can get them into FanDuel or DraftKings really quickly. So,
yeah.
Basically, everything that Fantasy Cruncher has, I love, and I haven't gotten that sort of experience out of any other sites that I've used.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been using Fantasy Cruncher for a few weeks, but it's been very, very good and user-friendly too, and it looks cool. I mean, it's just overall been very good, so I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe in it.
I wish I had a date of like when I signed up for Fantasy Cruncher. I mean, it started in 2014, so I've had Fantasy Cruncher since the day it began.
Dang.
Shout out Dave. Thanks for being in Reddit, man. Alrighty. We're going to the Jakes. Jakes and Tigers. Twins 4.4 run implied total. Tigers 4.4. Another 50-50 game today. Irvin Santana going for Minnesota. Jordan Zimmerman going for Detroit. I'm not a fan of the pitching here, But talk to me about Irvin Santana.
Yeah, I thought he might be chalky, so I'm a little less down on him. I still don't think I'm going to get to using him, but he worries me. He's not missing bats in any of his 3 starts. Like, I believe he's under 7% swinging strike rate in all 3 of those. One was against KC. He was under 3%. He's under 5% if you combine all those. And Detroit's not any good, really, but I don't mind using Castellanos or Candelario against him, or Gerber leading off for 3,800. Detroit hits better in their park against righties and against lefties, really, but for some reason they hit better at home. And then Santana's velocity has dropped 1 mile an hour on his fastball each of his last 2 starts. So that's a little bit concerning. Yeah, this game, another one I don't love. I can make a case for some Detroit bats that I just mentioned, and then I like Polanco and Rosario, just too cheap against Jordan Zimmerman.
Okay, so since you don't play on FanDuel all that much, I assume you didn't see it. So the Twins are the clear chalk stack on FanDuel. They're also They're also my number 1 team. Eddie Rosario is 3,000. He's the highest priced guy in the Twins lineup on FanDuel today.
So stupid.
Yeah. So Joe Mauer, $200 above the minimum. Polanco, $500 above minimum. Sano, $600 above minimum. Kepler, $300 above the minimum. You just like, I talked about it a little bit in Spotlight Hitters, Spotlight Hitters and Stacks rather. You can fit in all of these cheap guys on the Twins, get Garrett Cole, and still go to like a full Yankees stack, a full Red Sox stack. By using the Twins, you could have the nut pitcher on FanDuel and like any high-end expensive bat stack. We could outline that a little bit in the crunches too, but yeah, that's why the Twins are super popular today on FanDuel. I have them on DK. They're 7th for me, but you're buttering your bread with them on FanDuel for sure.
Right.
Yeah, like Sano's projected 25% ownership on FanDuel. That's crazy.
25 on a 14-game slate for a guy that strikes out 40% against righties.
Yep.
That is what we call a fade, my friends. Don't do that. Don't play Miguel Sano on a 14-game slate. He hasn't even been good this year. I think he homered in his last game, but that's an easy fade. I should play on FanDuel just to fade the Twins bats, or the stack, I guess. Yeah. I like Rosario and Polanco, but
it's kind of crazy pricing. The Twins are broken. Twins have 13% aggregate ownership. Next closest team is the Rockies at 9%.
Ugh, yuck.
Yeah. I don't have any pitching here. No Irvin Santana, no Jordan Zimmerman. The Twins are my spot. I will have a bunch of them on FanDuel just because they make stacks work, but I don't particularly love them. They're just the most efficient thing you can do today. Brewers and Braves. Brewers 4.3 run implied total. Braves 4.2. Holy shit, I'm a moron. 51% chance to win for the Brewers. Freddie Peralta going for Milwaukee. Kevin Gausman going for Atlanta. When I originally saw that Kevin Gausman was very highly owned for me, I have him at 27%, projecting 18. I immediately went to the Orioles and was like, I'm getting 27% Kevin Gausman against the Red Sox with a 5.2 run implied total? Like, what the fuck is broken here? Totally forgot he was on the Braves now.
He is on the Braves.
I couldn't figure out why I had him so much, and that was because I wasn't even looking at the correct game any longer. So now I significantly like him even more on paper. I'm loading up. I'll be over the field for sure. There's a decent chance that he ends up as the quick hits pitcher today, just for how much I'm over the field. So are you looking at him at all?
Yeah, I believe in his stuff. I like that he's throwing to one of the best catchers, Tyler Flowers. Brewers strike out, I believe, over 25% against righties for the season. He's cheap. Like I said, I like him as a pitcher. I believe in him, so I'm going to use him when he's under 7K. And at home, against a handful of righties as well, pitcher spot, yeah, I like Gausman quite a bit.
Nice. I like liking a Braves pitcher for once. It's rare. Rare for me.
You should like him here.
Do you like any bats here? Because I'm not really fond of anything outside of like Freddie Freeman. Albies Freeman, I guess.
Albies, Freeman, Markakis for me. I like those lefty power bats. Dude, Markakis is just raking the whole year. I didn't know he leads the league in hits.
I don't like it.
Dude, he's good.
He's not good.
No one plays him. He's good.
He's not good.
Maybe he doesn't have crazy power, but he's fine for DFS. He comes up, like, he doesn't strike out. I don't have interest in Peralta, by the way.
Neither do I.
It's just going to be like 2, 3, 4. I respect Peralta in that I think he can get swings and misses, but no, not playing Peralta here for 9,200 in Atlanta.
I'm going to read off Nick Markakis' isolated power since 2012. 2012, he had 174 ISO. Next year, 0.085, 0.111, 0.08, 0.129, 0.11. 2018, back up to 0.175. You find Brady Anderson's steroids in the locker or something back in the day and just started using them now? Jesus. What kind of gas is Nick Markakis on?
Whatever it is. Apparently it's good. Because, I don't know, he looks like a good hitter.
I never get him.
Since it was like middle of last year, he's just started kind of raking.
Markakis has not always been a good player. He hasn't had more than a 2.5 win season since 2008. After last year, he probably shouldn't have been in the league any longer. He's barely he was barely above replacement level last year.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying he's not having a good year this year. That would be crazy. He's having an exceptional season this year. I don't think he sustains that. Marco Samparo, you're absolutely right. He's killing it, but I think he's going to fade.
Yeah.
I don't want Markakis at 4,800. I'll say that much. I hated that contract 4 years ago when they signed him. I thought he was washed then.
TN. Okay, got a situation. So I bought Fantasy Cruncher, and sometimes when I reduce my exposures to MLB players, it won't calculate lineups afterwards. You need to... the exposures are the caps. So you need to, like when you have team stacks, it needs to add up. Your stacks need to add up to 100. So you can't just put everyone at 5% on a 5-game slate because then you only have 50% and it won't crunch.
Yeah.
You need it to be at or over 100% on your team stacks.
Yeah, think about it. It's just a math problem. If you put people too low, then it won't be able to get the combinations. Indians and White Sox. Indians 4.9 run implied total. White Sox 4.1. It's a 58% chance to win for the Indians. Shane Bieber going for Cleveland. Carlos Rodon going for Chicago. Bieber 18% owned. Relatively chalky for the slate. I've got 13. I'm fine with it. Rodon 9% owned. I don't have any there. So you going for Bieber?
I don't have the Bieber fever here. He's at a fine price. It's a really good matchup, I guess, but Bieber gets crushed by lefties. If you just look at his hard contact, he just gives up a lot of hard contact all around. 38% to righties. Let's see where he's at for lefties. I know he's 49, and that's really bad. 164 whip against lefties. They've got Polka in there. Narvaez isn't terrible. Nicky Delmonico is a decent hitter. And then Moncada and Sanchez at the top. I like the White Sox stack here. And even better that Bieber is going to be somewhat chalky. So I love targeting the White Sox, but they could certainly hit him here. Polka is probably my favorite play on this in this game. Or at least on the White Sox side.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, Jose Ramirez and Lindor. Those guys are literally top 3 every single day, probably for the entire season at their positions.
Okay. I was like, there's no way I like Jose Abreu more than some of this crap at the top of the Indians lineup.
No. Polka.
Or Polka, rather. Sorry.
Yeah. The GOAT.
Yeah, so I'm going to have some Bieber as filler. Indians are 11th for me on FanDuel, 8th for me on DK. What did I miss?
The chat. Emac's watching the chat. Oh, nice. Polka, Delmonico, Moncada going to be good. People didn't like my Bieber Fever joke. Well, Emac did. Ben Dover did not.
Yeah, I like paying up for the top of that Indians lineup today. I'm over the field on Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez, Encarnacion. I'm willing to pay up. It's part of the reason why I'll have a certain Pirates pitcher tonight, because it allows me to get to these just nuclear bats for Cleveland. And I know Bieber doesn't miss like a ton of bats. He's more of a control guy, but Moncada, Polka, Adam Engel, Tim Anderson, like lots of strikeouts here. Could get lucky, so I don't mind having Bieber.
Yeah. Look, I don't think Bieber is a bad play. I don't, but there are a lot of options that I have close to or above him for cheaper. So it's pretty easy for me to not go there on a huge slate. And then Rodon, I respect, especially against righties, limited hard contact really well this year. So
these are some different righties.
Yeah, right. So Ramirez, Lindor. Do we even ever need to talk about those two? Because they're switch hitters. As long as they're not going up against Scherzer or Sale, like they're going to be in my pool. Yan Gomes hits lefties really well, so there are some plays I like for the Indians, but they're not going to be like one of my top stacks.
No, I think they'll be a team that I get a lot of those. Like I'll have a lot of 2-man combos of some sort of Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez, Encarnacion's.
Sure.
Like Lindor, Ramirez will be a nice 2-man combo with like a cheaper 5-man stack on DK.
Right.
To the Mariners we go. Mariners 3-run implied total. Astros 4.5. 66% chance to win for the Astros. Mike Leake going for Seattle. Garrett Cole going for Houston. Can't happen again, can it?
It can.
The Mariners aren't. The Mariners aren't going to assault Garrett Cole. Every time I looked at my phone, it was like Seattle homer, Haniger, or whoever, and I was just like, I wonder how much Seattle I have, because I wasn't contextualizing who was playing. And then I opened it up. I was like, oh, I certainly don't have any of the Mariners. Great. And then all of a sudden, Verlander was taking a shower because I don't know, game was over for him. Yeah, Cole's only got to go 2 innings to make it go better than the Verlander shit yesterday. 26% expected ownership for Cole on DK, 34 on FanDuel. I've got 23 on both sites. That's where I'll be happy to be. He's, to me, the clear top option. I've got him projected for 19.8 fantasy points on DraftKings. The next closest person I have would be Tanaka at 15.9. There's just a chasm between them. His upside is, to me, unrivaled. And I will be having probably a quarter of my lines with Garrett Cole. I don't like any hitting in this game, so the only thing that I'm looking at is Cole. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think Cole he's an awesome pitcher. But on this slate, even if he does what he's been doing lately, he's going like 5-6 innings, getting 7, 8, 9 strikeouts. He's okay to fade. I think I can get similar upside from some of those guys that are cheaper than him, like Tanaka and Eovaldi, and they're in better matchups, in my opinion. So Cole, I think he probably pitches well here. I think he probably gets you 25 DK points. He's got 35-point upside. Even if he does that, though, I really think those other guys can match him. So I'm not going to pay the extra 2K for Cole here. That being said, I don't think I'm targeting Seattle bats. I don't think I need to get that crazy. No. It made some sense to do it against Verlander because he was 50% yesterday, so that was kind of a miss by me. Not even like did we even mention Seattle bats? I think Chris and I may have on the show.
I didn't, for sure.
Yeah, whenever there's going to be 50% chalk, and it's a guy like Verlander who's a power pitcher, he's going to like challenge all these guys. You should at least consider some one-offs against him, but that doesn't matter anymore. I'm not doing it against Cole on a 14-gamer. You like the Astros bats?
Not really. Only a 4.5 run implied total is kind of crazy to me.
Ooh.
And
Correa.
Yeah, Correa back.
Oh.
Tony Kemp leading off, though.
That's fine.
Sure.
Kemp's fine to me. Okay, this is a little more interesting.
Yeah, I don't see it today. A little bit more expensive than I would like. Not enough runs. I'd be surprised if I ended up with much of anything here.
I will end up with some Houston minis at the very least. That top 5 looks a little bit better with Correa in there, Reddick up to the 5th spot. You've got Gaddis after him, and then Leak. He's a guy with historical like reverse splits, but kind of has evened those out a little bit this year. So I like Houston when they're at home. Kemp is super cheap leading off. These guys are all actually pretty cheap. So I will have some Houston stacks, but they're not. They're not up near the Yankees and the Red Sox for me.
Now we're getting to my number 1 stack of the day. Cardinals and Royals. Cardinals 5-run implied total. Royals 4.1. 59% chance to win for the Cardinals. Austin Gomber going for St. Louis. Birch Smith going for Kansas City. I'm a big Gomber believer today. I've got 19% ownership to Gomber, only projecting 8, so he's a nice value option for me. And then the Cardinals, number 5 stack on FanDuel, number 1 on DraftKings. I am double the field. Give me all of the Cardinals. They are my top team of the day, at least for right now. Are you believing in Gomber Mania tonight?
Yeah, Gomber is somewhat impressive to me from what I've seen in his short Major League sample. And then you look at Kansas City, who just is garbage right now. They strike out a lot more than what we saw at the beginning of the season. It's good hitting weather in Kansas City, which worries me. So not just like a slam dunk Gomber play. What did you say his ownership was? 8%?
8.
I'm comfortable with 8%. He's somewhat stretched out. I think he threw 79 pitches in his last start. 79, 5 strikeouts, 4 innings. Don't expect a perfect outing from him or anything, but definitely viable for 6,300. I like Witt against him. I like Witt against any lefty, but that's about it on the Kansas City side. And then this KC bullpen, Smith included, even though he could go deep, just not any good. So good hitting weather. I'm on the Cardinals too.
Chris Hernandez, the Cardinals are my number 1 stack on DraftKings. They do not have the highest ownership. Rockies are higher, Twins are higher, Red Sox are higher, and then there's a bunch of teams right there with the Cardinals. But love Molina. I think he's the best catcher option of the day. Jose Martinez at 4,000 is a really nice price point. Ozuna, probably the best combination of price and upside of all outfielders today. I love the Cardinals. And the Royals bullpen is just absolute trash. So, and it's not as if Birch Smith is any good anyway. So, should be a lot of shitty pitching to attack here.
Yep.
And I love Salvador Perez as a catcher. If you need a one-off on DK and you're not going to Molina, I think Salvador Perez is fully functional as a righty versus a lefty.
That's fair.
But, that's catcher for you. Dodgers, we're back. 5.3 run implied total for the Dodgers. 5 run implied total for the Rockies. A 53% chance to win for the Dodgers. Kenta Maeda going for LA. John Gray going for Colorado. So I don't have any Maeda. And I don't really have any John Gray because I'm not looking for pitchers in Coors. What I am looking for are bats. Dodgers are 4th for me on FanDuel, 2nd on DK. Surprise, surprise. Rockies, 3rd for me on FanDuel, 4th for me on DK. I'm right there with the field for the Rockies on both sites. I'm quite a bit ahead of the field for the Dodgers. That should be no surprise if you've been watching all week. So this is a great game stack in my opinion. It's a great, I like just about every bat that's in here. And I don't want any pitching. So first and foremost, are you looking at Maeda or Gray at all?
Gray somewhat. And so on the night shift, I wasn't high on Maeda, but looking at like how often he throws, I was worried about the change in the curve, but he almost only throws those to lefties, and there's only Blackmon and Cargo and Parra really to be worried about. So you can make a case for Maeda. I think I'd rather play Gray though. We've just seen him have success in Coors. He's been one of the most unlucky pitchers in all of the MLB. Huge strikeout upside if he can get it rolling. Not that there's a ton of swing and miss in this Dodgers lineup, especially with Machado and Turner in there. It is worrisome, but he's the guy I would play at low ownership, I think.
Man, that makes me so nervous.
Dude, like I played Tyler Anderson last night, and it worked out for the most part, but you just see the upside of this Dodgers team. They can just go dong after dong after dong after dong because there's just no rest in that lineup. They get Muncy pinch hitting dong, It's like,
yeah,
they're bringing guys off the bench that are better, that would start in any other lineup.
Yeah, like Manny Machado projecting 5% ownership in Coors that's something else for me.
Yep.
I don't get it. So once again, going back to the Dodgers. Hopefully they keep up the dongs. And like I said, I like the Rockies as well. Lots of Blackmon, lots of Arenado, lots of Iannetta. Cargo's perfectly fine. These are two teams that are expensive, but again, these are the type of teams that I get to because I'll end up having a certain Pirates pitcher a lot.
Yeah, Holmes, he does open stuff up, and Gray does have issues with lefty power. So it's risky to play a pitcher in Coors, especially on a 14-gamer. But
I mean, these guys are good. I don't have a problem with it in those scenarios.
Yeah, they are. They are very good.
Rockies have just been so bad against righties this year. It scares me.
I know.
A's and Angels. A's 4.6 run implied total. Angels 4.4. It's a 51% chance to win for the A's. Brett Anderson going for Oakland. Felix Pena going for the Angels. Pena at 10% ownership on DraftKings. I've got 13. I know that I'm a big fan of him today, especially at that $5,500 price point. Jake, how you feeling about Felix Pena?
Yeah, so this is kind of my guy. And it's like, I think he is pretty good, and the matchup looks good if this is going to be the projected lineup. So you would have Chapman, Davis, Piscotty, Kana, Semien, Lucroy all in the lineup. If that's going to be it for the A's, I think this is a really fun GPP spot for Pena. He has the third highest whiffs per swing rate on a slider of any pitcher this season that's thrown at least 100, any starter. And so I wrote about him in the Spotlight Pitchers. When you've got a pitch that gets that many whiffs, you're going to get a bunch of righties. Like, that's super attractive to me for 5,500. I know he doesn't go that deep, but again, the price makes it worth it. I'm very, very worried about Jed Lowry and even more Matt Olson, but if he can somehow keep the ball in the yard against those two guys, this could be a big start. I think he could get 6 to 8 strikeouts here at 5,500. That would be enormous.
Yeah, I've got him projected for 5, and that means he would get to 6, 7, 8 with some sort of relative frequency. I like it, man. I think he's a really good dice roll today as a value play.
Yeah, when you've got, you don't want to put too much weight into just one pitch, but
when it's an out pitch, at least.
Yeah, exactly. It's an out pitch. If he can get ahead, he may get blown up. He may walk the first two guys and give up a dong to Jed Lowry, and it's over right there. But if you can get ahead of these guys and get them in favorable counts, you can strike out the A's, especially the righties. If you've got that nasty slider that he does.
Speaking of the A's, number 6 stack on FanDuel, number 9 on DK. I am twice the field on FanDuel, double the field on DraftKings. They're basically not owned. I got a lot of Chapman, Lowry, Chris Davis, Matt Olson. So I'm getting to both sides of this game. I will have some exposure to the A's. I think there's a very realistic chance that they pop, but I think the extremes in this game are what I'm looking for.
Okay. So you're looking for a big Pena outing or him to get blown up, basically?
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Did you talk about Angels bats? I missed that.
I don't have them at all. I've got a one-off Trout and a one-off David Fletcher.
For whatever reason, my model is obsessed with the Angels bats, and I think it's because of Anderson's low strikeout rate and the low strikeout rate of a lot of these Angels. I know they don't hit lefties that well, but even my boy Pujols is coming up big for me. But really, it's Trout. Don't hate Ohtani if he's in the lineup. Andrelton Simmons, Fletcher leading off is fine with me. There are some guys that I like in this Angels lineup. I didn't think I would, but when I crunched, they came up a ton for me.
Look, I get it. That's Brett Anderson for you. Extremely hittable. Just not a spot that I'm going to be able to get to all that much. Trout grades out really well, even at 6,000, but there's too much talent congregated in the outfield spots, and after that, you're getting into positions that I don't really want.
Okay.
Matt 1 Millie, when dealing with a large slate, do you draw your line in the sand by narrowing your player pool to 5-6 teams, basically trimming the fat? I don't narrow my player pool at all. Everybody is in play 100%. I don't take anybody out, ever.
I take pitchers out a lot.
Yeah. Generally speaking, I don't have to. They'll take themselves out. But if I were doing it anywhere, it would be pitchers. I would never take a hitter out.
Yeah, you take out Neil Walker in the 9 spot, and all of a sudden, there goes 30 points.
For all practical purposes, I could remove Zach Wheeler from my player pool, and it's not going to change anything for me today.
Sure.
Similarly for Mike Leake, they're just not going to show up anyway. So I'll let the numbers bear that out. I would never take somebody out that was coming up for me.
Right.
Phillies and Padres, 2 games left. Phillies with a 4.3 run implied total. Padres 3.7. It's a 56% chance to win for the Phillies. Zach Eflin going for Philadelphia. Jacob Nix going for San Diego. I didn't get any Nix on my first crunch because he was not available in Fantasy Cruncher when I ran it. So I think I'll get a little bit of him. He's grading out very similarly to Felix Pena for me today. Similar price point, similar value opportunity, especially playing in Petco. Eflin, however, 4% expected ownership on DK. I've got 13. So are you looking at Eflin at all? Because this seems like a really good spot for him. I don't understand why he's not owned.
I think Eflin, I'm at least looking at him right at that ownership. Really good park. It's not like Eflin can't get strikeouts. He's striking out righties above average on the season. Really limits quality contact. 3.7 run total against him. You'd think he would just get ownership because of those factors. But I think people are just paying down for Holmes and some of these guys like Irvin. I think people will play, and maybe even some of the Coors guys. But I don't know. Eflin, not the highest upside pitcher in my opinion, but it is a good spot. I mean, if he's your guy, play a bunch of them because he's 4%. But yeah, he's just kind of whatever for me.
Yeah, I have a feeling this might even I might have more Eflin as this day goes on. Renfroe, 26. Villanueva, 25. Hedges, 27. Reyes, 28. Spangenberg, 27. These are all K rates. These guys are set to K a lot. Honestly, now that I'm seeing it, I fully expect Zach Eflin to be my quick hits pitcher. It would be hard for me to Padres 80 weighted runs created plus against righties this year.
Yeah,
so that's park neutral shitty. Now we're going to arguably the best pitching park in baseball. 357 slugging for the Padres against righties this season. Whew. 123 ISO.
Not great.
For example, Freddie Galvis projects with a 119 ISO. So everybody's hitting with the power of Freddie Galvis for the Padres. Give me all of the Zach Eflin tonight. I just absolutely love it.
Josh, do you CSV import 150 placeholder entries? Yes, correct.
No, but it's not correct. I just put one shit entry in just so I can move faster through it. But in theory, yes.
Yeah, so one dummy lineup 150 times, you CSV, you mass edit on DK, right?
Yes, yeah. I'll override that with like a crunch, at like 5 o'clock, but
sure.
It's just easier to get in. I don't like having like zeroed out lineups in DK later on in the day. So.
Yep.
Any Phillies or Padres bats? Because I don't see it as a viable spot.
Not really, and I'm not on Knicks that much. I don't hate Phillies bats here. Santana, Cabrera, and Rhys Hoskins. So just no ownership for those guys, and they grade out really well against righties, especially one that I don't expect to be super special at the major league level in Knicks.
All right, let's finish this off with another favorite of mine. And I'm pretty ridiculous here. Pirates and Giants. Pirates, 3.7 run implied total. Giants, 4.3. 56% chance to win for the Giants. Clay Holmes going for Pittsburgh. Derek Holland going for San Francisco. Holland, 6% expected ownership on DK. I am matching that. But here's where we're getting weird. This is today's Andrew Suarez. 2 days ago version of Jason Vargas. Clay Holmes, $4,000 on DraftKings. We're projecting 6% ownership. I've got 29. I like Holmes here. Projects with a 9.5 K rate via steamer. He's got a big-time fastball and not much command. If this was in a different ballpark, I think today would be a little bit different. But he projects to have a plus-plus fastball in the majors. I'd only need him to go like 4.5 to 5 innings. The strikeout potential is just so huge today that I'm loading up on Clay Holmes. I love the spot. If we look at his minor league numbers, big time K rate, 24.5% K rate in what amounts to mostly AAA, 9.4 Ks per 9. I'm just hoping that he's a guy that can miss some bats. That's what you're paying for here. And if he could pick up a couple strikeouts at 4,000, he's in a park where it's hard to do a lot of damage from home runs. And I think that's really what you're looking for, just not getting blown up at 4,000. I think he's in a really nice spot. So give me all the Clay Holmes tonight.
Yeah, no doubt it's a good spot, and he's 4K. And I think he could go pretty deep into this game. He's had decent starts at the major league level, especially, I guess he's only had 2 starts, but he looks okay to me. Went 6 innings, 6 strikeouts against the Brewers, 13% swinging strike rate, and wasn't even getting ahead of guys, 43% first pitch strike rate, which is kind of weird to do that against a team like Milwaukee, but he could certainly do it here against the Giants, who lack power, lack lefty power especially, and then lefty power doesn't really do much in that park anyways. So Brandon Belt would be a guy I'm worried about, but he's not going to be in this lineup, obviously. So you have Crawford, Panic, and Duggar. And this was the appeal with Ivan Nova yesterday. Holmes is a guy who gets ground balls too. He looks good at the minor league level. You're looking for 5 innings and probably a strikeout per inning. And I think that's certainly attainable. Now, if he starts getting crazy chalky as the day goes on, it's hard to ignore a 4K pitcher on a slate this big. So if he starts becoming the chalk, then I'll just go like way overboard on Pena and be less on Holmes. But I get the appeal. Like, I don't think anybody's crazy for playing him. He can be wild at times, but it's looking at a lot of pitchers, and it's just an awesome park.
Yeah, I'm willing to take my chances in his arm today. 4.3 run implied total for the Giants. Like, that's absolutely manageable for me. I need very little out of Holmes. And if Holmes gets me to the upside of someone like Garrett Cole, all the better. If I do like Holmes and Eflin, I mean, I have some nuclear bats. That's bringing me into high-end Indians, Red Sox, Yankees. We'll be looking at that right about now because I assume we're not looking at Pirates and Giants bats.
No, but Holland. I like Holland.
Yeah, I have 6%. I think that's fine. It's not somebody I want to go crazy for, but he's in a really good spot.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going crazy for him, but I think he will be one of my higher owned pitchers on the night. So obviously great park for him as well. Pirates team that's going to throw out a lot of righties, which is actually really good for Holland. He's striking out 26.7% of righties this year, 15% of lefties, weirdly. And then since July 1st, a 14.3% swinging strike rate, 38% chase rate. Those are really, really solid numbers. He's got decent results. He's getting you 16 to 22 DK points almost every time out. That's appealing on a pitching slate that I don't think is very deep. I think there's just a lot of guys that I'm like whatever with, like the Eflin, Zimmerman, John Gray types, but I'm on Holland.
Okay. Bill Seibert, Holmes on FanDuel. Absolutely not.
No. I don't think you need to do that. Nope. You need a big score out of your pitcher on FanDuel.
Yeah, there's no reason to go to 5,500 on FanDuel. As I outlined in Spotlight Hitters and Stacks, you can have Cole and a twin stack and then pay up for any bats that you want. So it's really easy to get to high-end pitching today.
Yeah.
Like I have 60% of my exposure in Cole, Tanaka, Snell, and Eovaldi on FanDuel, and then it's rotated through. I don't like dropping all the way down that much. I mean, he'll pop up in like a lineup or two for me, but not something I love. So I'm over in the crunches already. I've got 3 lines of Eflin and Clay Holmes. Yeah, let me share now too. 3 lines of Eflin, Clay Holmes. So this is a spot that I like a lot, and I just wanted to walk through why. I get the 5-man Dodgers of Grandal, Turner, Machado, Peterson, Bellinger, Jose Martinez, and Jed Jerko, and a one-off Charlie Blackmon. I could just get really, really high-end bats by going this way. The 5-man Indian stack, Salvador Perez, Whit Merrifield, Charlie Blackmon. Red Sox, Votto, Peraza, Salvador Perez. They're just really, really, really easy to get some nuclear hitting stacks with those 2 clowns.
Can we try like two mid-tier pitchers like Bieber and like Bieber Holland or something?
Yeah, I got 2 Bieber Hollands here. 5-man Cardinals, Molina, Jose Martinez, Carpenter, nice. DeJong, Ozuna. A LeMahieu Blackmon stack with Brandon Lowe as a one-off. I'm going to be significantly higher on Brandon Lowe than others. So if you wanted to go from Blackmon to, I don't know,
Stanton.
Well, I was thinking about like a much different salary to bring up Lowe from someone else.
Oh, I see. Go to like,
even if you went to Pollock, yeah. There's $400 on top of there. Is there another Arizona outfielder that'd be good? Nope, not really.
You'd have to go.
Okay. Ozuna's already in that lineup. Oh, that shouldn't be there then. I mean, Eddie Rosario, I think, is in a really nice spot.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, you can get a Rocky stack with Bieber and Holland. You can get really, really nice stuff by paying down today.
Let's try it. Yeah, like Cole and
Cole Gausman.
Yeah, try Cole Gausman.
That's a pretty chalk pairing. So I'm anxious to see like what sort of hitters are coming with that.
Yeah.
So 5-man Rays, I don't think will be very popular, but you could have Jerko, Turner, Machado with it. That's something I'm going to like. 5-man Twins, I like a lot on DK. You get the Brandon Lowe again with Perez and Merrifield. 5-man A's, but then you're getting Jose Iglesias and Brandon Lowe. Lots of Brandon Lowe love today as a one-off. Not that I'm surprised.
Just cheap platoon split.
So the Rays appear to be going very well with Cole plus Gausman.
Yeah, I really like Pena today. I hope people go to Holmes. I mean, I'll have Holmes, but I'll have like Pena, Gausman, and like just wild like Pena, Gausman, Red Sox, Yankees type thing where I don't think people are going to be able to do that because they're going to want Tanaka and Cole up top, which I want Tanaka for sure. But
yeah,
not crazy about Cole.
So my number one combo of everything would be a 5-man Cardinals stack and a 2-man Dodgers stack. I'm going to look at those 5 lines quickly. Eflin Urena, Cole Holmes. So that's why I love baseball. 2 separate combos of pitchers, the exact same Cardinals stack, and then flipping Stanton for Starling Marte. But Eflin Urena, Cole Holmes, Holland Pena, Gausman Gomber. Those are 4 different 2-man pitching combos with 5-man Cardinals stacks.
I'm with it.
5-man Cardinals, Turner, Peterson, Benintendi. Give me it all, man. Give me it all.
Yeah, this is a really fun slate.
I'm starting to get really enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Brendan Bowling, what's my team stack ownership cap on a Fantasy Cruncher for slate size? 9% is the max that I use for a team stack on a 14-game slate.
I don't cap. I think, again, I'm going to be going in on 2 to 3 teams, and that'll be the extent of my main stack exposure. And I've been running a lot of 4-3-1s and 4-4s lately, so I think I'm just trying to get different line of construction.
So I have Cardinals, Red Sox, Dodgers, Twins, Rockies, A's, Indians. I said Rays twice for some reason. I don't know who I was thinking of. Twins, Rays, Yankees. Those are all hitting my 9% cap. Where it changes, then I get more efficient in the 2-man lineups, and that's what will push up individual teams here. But yeah, I'll have, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of the 28 teams hit my max cap. So basically a third. I like that ratio.
Slate size based ownership matrix you have. Can you Team McD wants to see your caps?
Yeah. And look, some of these numbers don't necessarily matter when it goes to a shrunken size. I basically set it at 80 and leave it. But so what we're looking at here, this is the amount of games, so this is the amount of teams. So on a day like today, it's 3.6% would be the average. So if you wanted each team at an individual basis, if you wanted to run 28 lines, you would set the stack percentage at 3.6, and you would get 1 of everybody. So I set my baseline at 2.5 times the average. So I don't want to get too far outside of that. So that gets me to 9% for my stack size. I do 2.5 times that so that I can set my individual player projections. So I have 9% stack size with 23% individual player projections. That's for hitters. So if I have a hitter that's in all stacks, that would get 18% ownership, and then that still leaves wiggle room to get somebody as a one-off as well. And then I go a little bit higher for pitching on DK because of rostering 2 guys. I hope that made some sense. Oh, let me hop the FanDuel crunches quick, just so I could talk about why the Twins are so chalky. Because when I looked at it, I was like, what in the world? And then it backed up with our ownership projections. Like this video, people. Get them likes. We won 200 today. I want to break the 200.
44 is weak. 44 is weak. Let's go. There was 170 of you watching this.
So if I pick the Twins stacks right now, you'll see why it's very easy to use the Twins on FanDuel. So every one of these lineups has the Twins as a stack. Garrett Cole and the Diamondbacks. Garrett Cole and the Cardinals. Garrett Cole and the Yankees. So Cole, Torres, Stanton, Hicks, Luke Voit with a Twin stack. You get whatever you want. Twins, Cole, Dodgers. Twins, Cardinals, Cole. A's. I'm getting every team with the Twins. They're just super, super, super easy to use.
Fade the Twins. No. They're so cheap on FanDuel. It makes sense.
Yeah, they're just...
You don't need a ton. And, yeah, just pair them with anyone. And you get Cole, you get whoever else, Tanaka,
like
your
Mauer,
pitchers.
Forsythe, Sano, Polanco. Garrett Cole is your pitcher. Betts, Benintendi, Jackie Bradley, Eduardo Nunez. With $200 left if you wanted to change something.
It was good until the last guy. You said Nunez, then that's an auto zero.
Yeah. Torres, Stanton, Voit with Tanaka. You can go Goldschmidt as a one-off catcher first base option. Just the Twins, man. The Twins. Very popular for me with the Red Sox. Very popular for me with the Rockies, with the Yankees. Just lots of combinations. Dodgers, Cardinals. Love it.
How do you feel about FanDuel 4-2-2 lines? I don't hate that, actually. Look, everybody runs 4-4s on FanDuel. Yeah. All right, so if you've got too many stacks, or you've got two guys that you have projected very highly on a handful of teams, and you don't like the rest of the guys in the team. Like for me, it would be, I'd run like a 4-man Yankees with Rosario, Polanco, while everyone else is running out 4-man twin stacks. Hope those are the two that do the damage, type of thing, and get your two other, or your other mini stack elsewhere. So yeah, I don't mind 4-2-2.
There you go. I don't have a huge problem with it either. As long as you have four, you can kind of do some other stuff otherwise. I wouldn't go 4-1-1-1-1. That would be terrifying, but
Chipotle Addict looks like he's been running a lot of 4-2-2. I mean, if Chipotle Addict's doing it, you want to do what the best players are doing as long as it makes sense. Like, if you're just getting different on like any site, you're doing something right as long as it is correlated still.
Yep. Anything else, Jake?
Watch the live stream with Josh and Chris tonight. Fridays get a little wild. Chris, you never know. You just never know what's going to happen on these Friday live streams. So watch that. I'll try to pop in.
There you go.
Kind of got a busy afternoon here, but yeah, pop into that. Check out Spotlight Hitters, Pitchers, Stacks.
Yeah. Like this video.
Osmo will have his top stack article.
Do you have like a little chart of what comes out on each day?
Yeah, he told me it once, and I kept like referring to it. I was like, why don't I just write it down on my and put it on a Post-it on my desk? So
I never know what it is.
Quick reference. Well, I have to do it for the daily game plan.
Okay, that makes sense.
Daily game plan will also be out around noon. Check your spam folders. Sometimes it goes into my spam folder, even when I unmark it as spam.
Quick hits, somewhere in the 12 to 1 range.
Hits. Yep.
Big things coming. Awesemo.com.
Yes.
Brace yourselves,
Big
people.
things. Big things coming. Got some stuff in the works.
All right. Best of luck tonight, everybody. I'll see you guys in the live stream. Jake and I will be back Monday morning. So have a good weekend, everybody, and we'll talk to you later.